In today's video, traders, we're going to be talking about the 200-day simple moving average and why I really like this indicator, as well as how I use it in my own trading. Let's go ahead and dive into the video right now. Hey traders, welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. My name is Nick, also known as Trader Nick here on YouTube. I share all sorts of Forex concepts, analysis, ideas, things like that here on the YouTube channel. So if you're new and you're looking to improve as a trader, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. And let's go ahead and dive into this concept. We're talking about the 200-day simple moving average. Well, Nick, what kind of indication does this sort of indicator give you? Why is it important? Well, the 200-day to me is a very, very key indicator. And let me tell you why. To me, it's a good indication of longer term trend and can help guide or give me a bias in any particular market. But let me point out something specific about this. I'm not talking about the 200 period by itself. I'm talking mostly specifically with the 200-day moving average. I've got a daily chart pulled up here on the pound USD, and this right here is a 200 period SMA, right? Simple moving average. The most basic kind of moving average, and I'm using a 200 period. So what do I mean by a long-term indicator of trend? Well, if we take a look here at the chart, you can see that the 200-day really doesn't move like crazy, right? It's not a crazy fast moving average. In fact, it's kind of a lagging indicator. It's right, a pretty slow moving average. But the idea here is that a lot of times markets are moving in longer term pushes, right? We're taking a look again at pound dollar here. And if I scroll out, take a look at the way this market moves. This is, let's see how many candle bars this is. This is 367 days of trading, right? 367 days of trading where this market for the most part really trended to the upside. And let's take a look at what that beautiful little 200-day moving average underneath is saying about the price. When price broke above right here, take a look. Price held above that 200-day for quite some time. Now, it's not always going to be so perfect, and all moving averages will be choppy and have pros and cons themselves. But I really like the idea of using the 200-day because it's a nice long-term indicator of the overall trend. And now, again, it's not going to be a perfect indicator, and it's not always going to call it perfectly. But the idea here is that it just gives me a looking back how price has been behaving relative to the longer-term 200-day look-back period that the moving average is using. So we can look at this again and again, and what you find is that a lot of times the 200-day just looks great, right? You can see here's another trend where we had a nice downtrend where price remained underneath that 200-day. Now, what do I mean underneath or above? This is very important. So when the price is trading above the 200-day, to me, that means that the overall market is bullish and that the overall idea or bias here is that the market is pushing up. Again, that can change, and we want to be open to the fact that it can change. So if the market starts to trade underneath the 200-day, then I'm going to primarily look for selling opportunities or look for in favor of a downwards market. So what we see is, again, sometimes this is not going to be perfect. Take a look here when the market kind of chopped around back and forth with the 200-day. This is why I'm not trading exclusively based off of the 200-day. Just because the price is above does not mean I'm only going to look for buys, and just because it's beneath does not mean I'm only going to look for sells, right? So the market environment here was pretty choppy. So the 200-day didn't do us much good there. But for market environments where things start to really get trending, like you can see here, we had a nice little downtrend there until recently when pound dollar broke to the upside, right? And now we are above the 200-day. So the question will be, can we see a continuation to the uptrend there that has formed? So that's how I'm also going to be using it. I'm going to be looking for significant breaks of the 200-day or to hold as a support or resistive level. So what do I mean by that? Well, right now, recently on the pound dollar, we've been talking about in our live streams, 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. GMT during the week, Monday through Friday. If you don't already know, we do live streams and do analysis and hang out there. But here on pound dollar, we've been mentioning the fact that right here, as price broke above this level, there was a pretty good chance as price closed specifically above this level that we could see some continuation, which we have. And now we've entered kind of a consolidation phase. And to me, what we've been talking about even more recently is the fact that the price may be wanting to come back down to test that 200-day. Well, what's so significant? Because it's a longer term indicator of potential trend, a lot of institutional money might be looking at the 200-day to base their decisions off of, right? They might have a trading system where if the market market is trading above the 200-day, they're trend following to the upside. And if the markets are trading to the downside and under the 200 period SMA, they might be shorting or riding the downtrend, right? A lot of times the trend can be very, very powerful on those longer term markets. And remember that institutional traders are primarily trading those higher time frames because of the fact that they take longer to move all their money around, right? And so the longer term trends can really, really put them into a good position, right? Think about institutional traders that were riding this market long here. Once the price moved above that 200-day, they were just looking for buy opportunities, right? So when I say the 200 period, I'm not saying that just because the market crossed above that we have to go higher and that we're going to continue to see bullishness. My idea here is that it's a bias filter. So when the market is trading above, I'll look primarily for pullbacks. I'll look for breakouts in favor of the dominant energy, right? So you have some pullbacks there. You had a beautiful little opportunity for a couple breakouts, right? You could have traded the break of structure levels like this, right? In continuation of this uptrend market. Just a couple of the different ways that you can use it. So that to me is primarily how I'm going to be looking at the 200 period. You can see here's another example where we had a very bearish market here on GBP USD to the downside. And just by adding that 200-day SMA, if you were only looking primarily for shorts, right, this 200-day SMA would have filtered out a lot of losing long trades, right? So by having that filter into your trading systems or strategies, accepting that, if the market is underneath the 200, I'm looking for sells primarily, that can be a huge difference in your trading success just by having the longer term trend in mind. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's not that I won't take buy trades if the market is underneath the 200. It's that I'm going to be more patient in order to enter them. For example, I might enter a buy trade in this particular market when the market is trending to the downside, but only if I have a really good reason to do so. Maybe there's a really good candlestick pattern set up I like. Maybe we have a trend breakout, something like that, right? Some sort of initiative or some sort of confirmation that we could see further upside momentum, right? That's something that I would consider even though the price is under the 200-day, right? So the 200-day is not some magical indicator that's going to tell you where the market's going with certainty. It's simply just a filter or an added component in potential trading strategies. And for me, I really like it, especially on the swing trading side. Now, this might not do you a ton of good if you're trading the short-term charts, like if you're trading the 1 hour chart. This might not be the best thing for you because things might be not really relevant and the trend longer term might not be as significant. However, if you're trading the daily chart like I do, which I really like the daily chart, this can be a great thing. Now, I know one other thing, we'll change this period here to a 50. I know that a lot of people also take a look at the 50 period in combination with the 200 period. Now, this is a specific combination of moving averages that is called the golden cross or the death cross. And what that means, it's kind of a fancy nickname for when the blue line goes above the red line here, that's the 50 crossing above the red line. That in a lot of cases is indication of a bullish trend or a bullish continuation to the upside. I know a lot of traders that will watch for those. The other thing is taking a look here. This is called the death cross. These are just nicknames, by the way. The death cross here, we'll put the DC right here. That's when the 50 period crosses back underneath the 200-day. And I know that some people will look for this as a potential indication of downward trend or downward market movement, just as an added filter there. So if you like the 50, you can feel free to add it on there. For me, the best indicator is just to use the 200-day. Just keep it nice and simple there. If price is trading above, we're looking primarily for longs. And we could be looking for shorts also, but we're going to be more biased towards long. And then the inverse for the downward market, right? So shorting underneath the 200 and being more picky about our long positions because we would be going counter trend. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. Maybe share it with a friend, and we'll see you on the next video.